Over the last decade, this nation has experienced a quiet revolution, the opening of thousands of after-school programs that fill children's afternoons with activities that are educational, engaging, and fun. Not long ago, after-school programs were available only to a lucky few. Millions of children were alone and unsupervised each afternoon after the school bell rang and before their parents returned home from their jobs. Some of those children played soccer, went to cheerleading practice or chess club an afternoon or two each week. Some studied or watched over younger brothers or sisters. But other children and teens used their time a lot less constructively. They experimented with alcohol, drugs, or sex, got involved with gangs, or fell victim to crime. The afternoons became known as the dangerous hours for America's kids. The Afterschool Alliance was created to change that. Its goal was after school for all.
The Afterschool Alliance is the nation's leading advocacy voice for after-school programs across the country. The Afterschool Alliance has a very simple mission to make quality, affordable after-school programs available to all children and youth that need them. The Afterschool Alliance works with about 26,000 after-school programs serving more than 6 million kids across the country.
When I was at the Department of Education in the late 1990s, I and many other people in different branches of the government got involved in a summit at the White House to look at children's issues, education challenges, youth crime. We brought in police chiefs, educators, mayors, legislators, all kinds of national experts. And kind of a uniform theme that came out is, well, we have to do many things to address these issues. One area would really probably make a very positive difference, and that is provide after-school and summer programs right in local community schools, working with community partners. That would both help with learning, keep kids off the street and safe, and help parents who are working. And because of that recommendation, we then created something called the 21st Century Community Learning Centers program. It's a federal program.
The 21st Century Community Learning Centers effort was the first federal grant initiative dedicated to supporting after-school programs.
As part of the partnership with the U.S. Department of Education, the Mott Foundation and the Department of Ed co-founded the Afterschool Alliance to specifically advocate and build public will for after-school programs across the country. The work of the Afterschool Alliance has been absolutely critical to the fabric of the after-school movement. They are known for galvanizing the grassroots and grass tops in support of after-school, and they've been absolutely critical to increasing the funding for 21st Century Community Learning Centers initiative.
The Afterschool Alliance sent powerful messages about the need for more after-school programs. Its leaders shared the latest research. It organized and it mobilized.
I have been really impressed with what the Afterschool Alliance has done since its inception about 10 years ago in terms of promoting after-school program quality. I think what the Afterschool Alliance has done a very good job at is getting the word out about that and getting people to pay attention.
It's an extraordinary resource in terms of advocacy at the national, state, and local level to promote the understanding of how important after school is. It's a great reservoir of information about good programs, about quality standards, about the importance of after school and the healthy development of kids. And it has really, I think, led the country in understanding how important after school programs are to the success of our kids.
Our colleagues at the Afterschool Alliance do regular surveys of the voting public in America, and the public opinion is clear. Americans want after-school programs available not only for their own children, but for all children. And they are even willing to pay increased taxes to provide those programs.
Despite the overwhelming public support and all the groundwork that has been laid, there aren't nearly enough after-school programs to meet the need in the United States today. That's why Afterschool Alliance leaders remind people over and over that millions of children are still home alone each afternoon after school. Each October, the Afterschool Alliance organizes lights-on after-school rallies across the country. What started with just a few hundred events has grown to more than 7,500 after-school rallies in every corner of the United States and at military bases around the world. Last year, 1 million Americans joined Lights On After School rallies and asked their leaders to keep the lights on after school for all our children.
So many of the children don't even have a place to go where they can do their homework, where they get coaching, tutoring, or mentoring. This is why it is so important for all of us to make more programs available, so there are lights on after school in every community across this country.
Lights On After School is a blast. It is such a fun event. Everybody should get involved no matter what city they're in. We pick a day out and we know that other schools and other districts and other states are all doing the same thing on the same day we are. And it's a chance to really see what these kids learn after school. It's a showcase for them, it really is.
Lights On After School is a national awareness campaign of the importance and the role of after-school programs. Lights On After School gives us a chance to invite the public to open houses. People can come in and see what after-school programs do for the youth and the families and our communities. Lights On is an opportunity for policymakers to see the impact of their decisions and how it affects the children in our community.
Well, Lights On After School is just a fun event. It creates a lot of much-needed public attention for the after-school cause, and it really brings together communities to celebrate hundreds of thousands of after-school success stories. And I just think Lights On After School has been a wonderfully successful initiative in drawing attention to this very important issue.
Lights On After School has had quite an impact, shining a spotlight on the value of after-school programs, as well as the fact that there aren't nearly enough. Soon, parents and policymakers, school systems and communities, governments and business leaders stepped forward to say, we can do better. They became a force for change.
Here in the Tampa Bay area, the company has worked with the Afterschool Alliance for several years. We've been involved in the Lights On After School events. But in 2005, it became a formal part of our strategic initiative with after-school programs. The wealth of resources that they could bring to it so that we could really maximize the $1 million investment we were making across the state of Florida was invaluable.
It's very important for businesses to get involved in the after-school cause because there are currently more than 14 million children in this nation that have nowhere to go after school. And this year, JCPenney and the After School Fund will give more than $10 million in support to after-school programs, but that really doesn't even come close to addressing the needs that exist. And it's going to take everyone. It's going to take governmental bodies, companies, individuals, everyone coming together to find solutions for this problem.
The federal government stepped up, as did states, foundations, and businesses. After a successful pilot program, the federal government pledged $2.5 billion over 7 years to after-school programs. And from Connecticut to California, Alabama to Alaska, after-school programs opened their doors.
To date, the federal government invests more than $1 billion in after-school programs, and that money is matched by private and local dollars all across the country.
That wasn't enough money to make after-school programs available to all children who need them, but it was a start. Hundreds of thousands more children are in after-school programs today than even a few years ago. They get help with homework and time with tutors and mentors. They learn to paint, play musical instruments, program computers, and build robots. Older youth explore career options and learn how to succeed in the 21st century workforce.